Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear written by Rabindranath Tagore. Let's see an introduction about the author. Rabindranath Tagore was a Bengali poet, philosopher, writer, composer and painter. He was the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his collection Gitanjali. Tagore's works focus on humanism, nationalism, spirituality and universalism, making him one of India's most influential thinkers. He came from a prominent intellectual and cultural family. His father, Rabindranath Tagore, was a philosopher and his mother, Sharada Devi, was a deeply religious woman. He was homeschooled but later sent to England to study law at University College, London. However, he left without completing his degree and returned to India. So, Tagore was born in 1861 and died in 1941. He was born in Bengal. He was a poet, philosopher, writer, composer and painter. He received Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his collection Gitanjali. The English title is Song Offerings. Tagore's works focused themes like humanism, nationalism, spirituality, universalism, etc. He was sent to England for higher education, but he returned to India without completing his degree. Tagore wrote extensively in Bengali and English, covering poetry, short stories, novels, plays and essays. His writing often blended Indian tradition with modern universal themes. Why the Mind is Without Fear is a powerful and inspiring poem by Rabindranath Tagore, originally written in Bengali as part of his collection Gitanjali, which won him the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. The poem envisions an ideal world of freedom, knowledge and truth, free from fear and oppression. Tagore is a Bengali poet. He wrote in both Bengali and English. His works covered poetry, short stories, novels, plays and essays. In his works, he blended Indian tradition with modern universal themes. This particular poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear, is originally written in Bengali. It was published in the collection Gitanjali. In this poem, the poet dreams of a world which is free from fear and oppression. Let's read the poem. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action into the heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. This poem is a beautiful dream of a perfect world. The poet imagines a country where people are brave and free to think for themselves. Everyone has access to the knowledge they want and there are no barriers dividing people. People are honest and they always tell the truth. People there never give up and keep working to be the best they can be. They use clear and logical thinking instead of just following old traditions. The poet hopes that God will help his country become this ideal place, a land of freedom where everyone's mind and spirit can truly soar high. Let's read the analysis of the poem. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Here, Tagore imagines a society where people live without fear of oppression, discrimination or injustice. The expression head held high symbolizes self-respect, confidence and dignity. So, Tagore dreams of a nation in which the people will live with self-respect, confidence and without any fear of oppression. Second line is, where knowledge is free. Tagore envisions a world where education is accessible to all without barriers of class, caste or religion. So Tagore dreams for a nation where everyone should get proper education. Next, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Here, narrow domestic walls refers to divisions caused by religion, caste, race or nationality. He dreams of a world united in harmony, free from prejudices and discrimination. So Tagore wants to live in such a nation where people are not divided by any type of discrimination like religion, caste, race or nationality. Next, where words come out from the depth of truth. Honesty and sincerity should be the foundation of speech and communication. People should express their thoughts with integrity and fearlessness. Tagore wants that people should speak only truth. Their words must be honest and sincere. He also dreams that in such a nation, people should express their thoughts with integrity and fearlessness. Next, where childless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Hard work and perseverance should drive people toward excellence and self-improvement. Tagore says that in this nation, people should work hard and they should have the perseverance to work hard towards excellence and self-improvement. Next line. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into dreary desert sand of dead habit. Clear stream of reason represents logical thinking, rationality and progress. Dreary desert of dead habit symbolizes superstition, outdated traditions and blind rules. Tagore urges people to embrace progress and modernity rather than blindly following old customs. In this line, Tagore asks his people to use their reason and not to follow the outdated old customs. By reason, Tagore means that people should have the logical thinking, they should have the rationality and they should have the modernist way of thinking. Tagore compares the outdated traditions and blind rituals to a dead habit. Next, why the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. He prays for intellectual and spiritual growth, encouraging open-mindedness and forward thinking. Like the previous line, Tagore prays for his people. He prays that his people should have the intellectual and spiritual growth. His people should have the open mind and their thinking should lead to progress. Next, into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. This is the last line of the poem. The poem ends with a prayer to God, asking him to lead India into this ideal state of freedom, unity and enlightenment. Tagore prays to God to change his nation into a heaven of freedom. He not meant freedom from oppression from the colonial people only, but a freedom in every sense. So he prays to God to awake the people in India to lead such a life. Let's see the poetic devices and style used in this poem. Free verse. The poem does not follow a strict rhyme scheme, making it more natural and prayer-like. Metaphors. Examples are clear stream of reason. It meant rational thought. Dreary desert sand of dead habit, which means outdated traditions. Then personification. Childless striving stretches its arms, gives human-like qualities to effort and ambition. Repetition. The use of where at the beginning of many lines creates a rhythmic, persuasive effect. Then imagery. Vivid images of a free and progressive world appeal to the reader's emotions and imagination. Let's read the significance of the poem. This poem, written in the early 20th century, reflects the political and social struggles of India during the period of British rule. The poet envisions a nation where intellectual freedom, unity, and the pursuit of knowledge are valued. It emphasizes the importance of breaking down barriers and embracing diversity, fostering a society where individuals can strive for perfection without hindrance. It calls for freedom from fear, ignorance, division, dishonesty, and blind traditions. Even today, it remains relevant as a blueprint for an ideal society, inspiring generations to fight for justice, education and truth. Hope this video will be helpful. Thank you.